Right, now they're the alarming statistics that no parent wants to hear. Children as young as 3 are engaging with pornography online. Now, while around 6% of primary school children seek out pornography.
So just yesterday, it was reported that kids are being lured into playing explicit online sex games on a website that appears to be a children's gaming hub. So with pornography so freely available, how can parents protect their kids against X-rated content? So for more on this, we're now joined by Dr Joanne Orlando from the Western Sydney University, who also worked with the federal government on this exact topic. Good to have you with us, Joanne.
Oh, thanks.
Look, these statistics really are shocking. Where are kids seeing this at such a young age?
Oh, no, technology can really throw us some challenges sometimes as parents, and this is one of them. So what we're finding increasingly is that on children's apps and on children's websites, that the advertising around it is of a sexual nature. So, for example, I was on a website a little while ago and it was targeted at young girls. So it was pink, it had sparkles and rainbows, and the games were about unicorns and fairies, you know, all the things that you think your child would enjoy. And at first glance, you know, that website, if a parent just looked at it, would think, yeah, that's okay for my little girl to play. But when you look at that website from an advertising point of view, the ads around it, some of them were of a sexual nature. So they'd show girls in their underwear, very, you know, skimpy bikinis, those kinds of things. And
so these are the things that they call like banners?
Yeah.
Right, banner
That's
advertising.
Right. That's right, yeah. And when you click on that ad, it takes you to another website which is only about that kind of content. So a child can very easily just click on this out of curiosity or just to see what it is and go to quite an extreme kind of website. And because there's so much of this content online and a lot of competition, we're finding that what children are seeing can be quite extreme as they vie against each other for attention.
So where are we going wrong? Is it parents who aren't checking? Is it teach? Like, how is this happening?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think the main onus is, of course, with the people who are creating this content, but also the people who are choosing to have this content on their website. So, for example, I have a website and it's about children using technology, it's empowering, you know, it's for parents. And I get approached all the time to have advertising on my website. And the most recent one was a gambling website. So they wanted to know if I could advertise this gambling site on my website. Now, of course, I said no, because that's not what my website's about. But a lot of websites and apps are all developed, you know, for the dollar, for a profit. So, you know, it can be quite lucrative having these ads. So I think that the potential to put them on a child's website or app, you know, that's where the problem is.
Yeah. And it's hard to know how the child in question processes then this particular, I guess, vision or information. So what can we do, I guess, to educate them in that process?
That's right. Well, the Australian government has recently done an inquiry into this. It's a fairly new area, and they've recently done an inquiry, and education is the key, and I absolutely agree with them. So there's things that we can say. The first thing is we want to make sure that our children come to us and talk to us about these issues. So you don't want them to feel like they're in trouble because they've seen this. It's important to have a very accepting atmosphere about this. And you want them to come back to you time and time again as well if things like this pop up for them. You also want to know how they feel. So sometimes a child will come to you straight away, maybe that day, but sometimes it might take 6 months and they've been stewing over this and they've been feeling it. So that sense that understanding how they're feeling and then helping them to see that this kind of content is actors, it's not real, it's not people who love each other in relationships.
At what age should you start to have this conversation?
Yeah, around 7 is the recommended age, but if you know that your child has seen these kinds of images before that age, then you start earlier. And they don't have to be deep, detailed discussions at all. They need to be age appropriate and just acknowledging that these things are online.
Okay.
Feels like we're getting a long way away from the stalk conversation. I guess that's the world we live in now, though, isn't it?
That's right, it is, yes.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Joanne.
Thank you.